Hello, everyone. Today I'll be talking about somewhat of a controversial topic in the gaming community, and that is because the numbers of the PlayStation 5 just came out of complete units sold. We have finally officially crossed the 40 million mark. And units sold, and that is huge. That's amazing, and a lot of Xbox fans on Twitter. Jez Corden, I believe his name is. He's a author, and a lot of like journalists for most that lean on the Xbox side and they're Xbox fans. They've been making articles about the console sales, and maybe the games aren't the issue and it's actually the hardware. And I really agree, and this is what a lot of other people have been saying for a long time, is that the console numbers matter. And a lot of people were then shit talking on these people, saying that they don't know what they're talking about and they're fake fans and all this bullshit. They're not fake fans. They're just calling Xbox out on things, on a issue that should be fixed. The fact that they only have 20 plus million consoles in the wild is insane. Especially when there's times where you can get the Series S for like $250. There's never really a shortage problem. Even when Diablo came out, yeah, a lot they had a really good percentage with people buying it on the Xbox, but it's still more people still bought it on PlayStation. The most bought it on PC. And I feel like the hardware sales is a big part of knowing your community and how big your community is, and how connected you are with your community. And I understand that the whole thing now is they want to make it so you can play anywhere. But I feel like this leads down to the rabbit hole of this getting rid of the console. And I feel if they keep seeing these numbers dwindle like they do, I don't really see them getting. I don't see them being interested in keeping and staying with a console anymore. And I feel like Phil Spencer knows that already, and that's why they're trying to do a really big shift, and not focus on consoles anymore, and they're just trying to focus on just getting somewhere in the gaming field. And that I feel like games still has a big part of that, and they're focusing on the wrong thing with Game Pass. The hardware sales, they do matter a lot, and their sales are not good at all. They're down 13% as the last report came out, and that's really bad. Like the gaming revenue is up 1%. Ooh, that's great, but really it should be probably a lot higher than that. And all their numbers are just really bad, and they're just negative, or they're really bad, and it's like, why? And I feel like they have a harder. I feel like before they can actually succeed in the space, they have to focus on hardware sales and try to get people to actually buy their console. I know the whole point again is to so you can play use their ecosystem anywhere, but in doing that, it's not about Xbox anymore. It's Game Pass, and the brand is Game Pass, and for a lot of these fans of Xbox, they don't really buy games. They don't like they bought this console just for Game Pass, just so they can do it. But you can play it anywhere, and then that's most of these people that are on Xbox are actually using a PC, because they don't find that there's a need for the console, and I know like it's like, oh well that's the point, but and where eventually does it lead to? Maybe this isn't the best idea, because this is probably going to lead to the Xbox console not being around anymore, and you have to rely on cloud streaming, which I still feel like we're years away from that being solid and like actually usable. And so what were to happen if the consoles get away, and then now you're only left with cloud streaming and playing on PC? Like that's really what people want. You don't the consoles. Getting a good deal and Game Pass is so important to everyone, a lot more than actually being able to get a console. And I find that to be really like upsetting, and I don't really understand the mindset of that. I just don't Game Pass. I just feel like has brainwashed people, or made people believe that console sales don't matter anymore, and the reality is they still matter, and they're probably the most important piece of information still to this day. Because then you know how many people are buying your consoles, how many people are interested in your platform and your community, and I think that plays all a big role instead of just how many numbers can we get across these platforms. Um, and then you still don't have a lot because your ecosystem doesn't really offer a lot other than Game Pass, and I just find that to be an issue. And I think it's funny that people are now on the Xbox community and the Xbox fans are now starting to slowly care about hardware numbers, and I think that's important that the biggest journalists are coming out and they're making these articles, because I think people have to start saying this on that side, even people that the Xbox fans look up to as like gods. Um, I believe that these people are coming out, and I think that it's right to critique Xbox on something that is very important. And if people don't agree with that, then I don't know really what to say, but I don't think you're right at all, and it's not an opinion. I think you should really try to rethink what you think about Game Pass and the community, and how important a gaming console is for a gaming brand as Xbox or Nintendo or Sony. And that's it. That's the video. Just want to talk about that. And I just find it comical a little bit that now the worry for hardware sales is starting to come up since these numbers came out. But that's it. If you guys enjoyed, let me know. If you guys disagree, let me know. I will gladly reply to anyone that does not disagree. We can have a conversation, or you guys or other people can have a conversation in the comments. I welcome that 100%. I feel like a discussion is good about this stuff, because we can get some different ideas and insights of what people think what should be going on with Xbox, or maybe maybe they have some points I can agree with, even if I don't fully agree with Game Pass. But that's it. Peace out.